Victoire Ingabire has been accused of collaborating with the Hutu rebel group in the neighboring DRC. She's among more than 2,000 prisoners pardoned. It's not yet clear, though, when they'll be released, but the decision to free them was announced late on Friday in a low-profile statement by the Ministry of Justice. He gave no reason, and the Justice Minister said the decision was not political. But it's rare in a state where political dissent has proved to be very dangerous. A number of opposition figures have mysteriously been killed in Rwanda or abroad, and earlier this year, a woman who attempted to stand up against President Kagame in the last year's presidential elections was jailed and her property was sold. Well, for more on that story, we're now joined on the line by Rwandan Ambassador to South Africa. That's Mr. Vincent Karega. Good afternoon, Ambassador, and thank you for your time on the SABC News Desk.
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me.
Ambassador, why the change of heart, and what's the basis for the presidential pardon that we're seeing playing out at this point?
Presidential pardon in Rwanda is not a new thing. It is part of our laws that at a certain point for certain prisoners who have applied for presidential mercy after serving part of their sentence can obtain it. It's not a regular instrument that is utilized on a regular basis, but it happens. This is not the first time. So this time we got 2,139 prisoners who qualified for the presidential pardon, and they are out. We had also presidential pardon one time for those who committed genocide, but they were very old and ill in prison in the late 90s. So it's not first time presidential pardon as a legal instrument has been applied.
Ambassador, what's the justification for the release now of the musician and for Victoire Ingabire? What are some of the reasons you're employing or the rationale behind freeing them at this point in Rwanda?
They have been applying for the presidential mercy for a while and have served a bigger part of their sentence, and they've been monitored on the behavior in the prison. So they also qualify for the mercy.
Just remind us of their offences at this point, and can you give us a time frame or date of their release from custody?
Sorry? I didn't hear.
Can you remind us of the offences, and can you give us a time frame or a definite date of their release from custody at this point?
Ingabire still remained with 7 years, and Kizito Mihigo, I think, 6 years to go. And Ingabire was accused from head based in the Netherlands for funding. It has been proved the SDLR, people who committed genocide and who still want to attack Rwanda. She was also charged of denying and distorting genocide and also mobilizing the people of Rwanda to ethnic divisions through her different divisionist speeches. That's what took her to jail. Not that she wanted to be a presidential candidate. She has never stood. She has never introduced even a request to stand, even though it has been said on different radios that she came in as a contender or a strong opposition. So the shape of accusations were quite different from normally what we hear in the media. It is true for years abroad she has been opposing everything that happened after the government of 94. But with the ideas of bringing back the previous order that was associated with genocide.
So when will they be released?
And Mihigo also was connected to detractors here in South Africa who wanted to use him and his proximity to officials, because he's a singer, to use his singing platform and create chaos with grenade or shooting the authorities, and in particular the president. And he admitted in court, and he was jailed for attempt to national security and integrity. Yeah.
So when will they be released, Ambassador?
They were released this morning. They've made their statement. It's out. It's on different tweets. You can see even their speeches are now on YouTube.
All right, that was Rwandan Ambassador to South Africa, Vincent Kareka, joining us on the line from Pretoria.